Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We have an absolute stable Bitcoin, which doesn't mean that wave 4 couldn't have started. Yes, wave 4 could have started. We actually see some evidence on other charts, like Link came down a little bit, Ether came down a little bit. But to be honest, overall, there isn't too much happening today, and Bitcoin holds really stable, okay? Really impressive, actually. So it is too early to confirm that Circle Wave 4 has started. By the way, in this video, I would really only like to take a look at the micro price action. In the last video, we took a look at the bigger picture, also the daily time frame. So let's just assume, obviously, the primary scenario is still that we are in this third wave here. It is possible that we are in a B wave top, okay? Difference is that if we are in the white count, as soon as the wave 3 has topped, possibly around 55k, 54, 55k, should be a little lower then. But as soon as it's topped, we should, in the white count, get this white wave 4 and then another wave 5. Whereas in the B wave top, we should make lower lows, okay, and actually break below support. But we talked about that in previous videos. Feel free to check out my previous video. If you're new on this channel and you haven't, you haven't watched anything about the context, but we'll do that in the next video anyway. And tomorrow we'll cover the daily chart again. So what I want to explore is, okay, what could be the pathways that Circle Wave 4 takes? And as I said, I'm not willing to confirm that this Circle Wave 4 has started, but we see obviously a few things here that are going on. For example, we can identify that the market is moving sideways but broke below the trend line of this trend channel. It's not very well defined, but it moved down, broke below it, and retested from below. So a successful retest, but then failed to follow through to the downside. I highlighted to you in the previous video, I really need to see sort of this break below 51,250, below the previous swing low, to get further evidence that Circle Wave 3 has topped. And by the way, again, if you're new, the microstructure for the B wave and the third wave is the same. So what we're talking about here, waves 4 and 5, is basically the same for both. Which pathways could now Circle Wave 4 take? Well, first of all, as I said, it could be that Circle Wave 3 is still unfolding, and if that's the case and we see a break above yesterday's high, or let's say this week's high, and that was at 52,810, then it's likely it's going to test the 54k level next. So I cannot rule that out, but what I see is 3 waves down and at the moment 3 waves up. That leaves quite a bit of room for interpretation. It is possible that we're doing this, but that's not very evident yet in the charts. A wave down, a B wave, and a C wave down. That would likely not be strong enough for all of Circle Wave 4. But because an A wave can be a 3-wave move, this initial ABC could simply be a larger A wave, then we could get another B wave rally and then come down in wave 4. That's something that we see quite frequently. Be aware that wave 4s can be seen as sideways corrections. So we might see really a long, sideways range. You can even get an overshooting B wave. That C wave might then not come down that low, and it gives you this kind of sideways correction. A, B, C in A, B, C in B, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in wave C. So it's a sideways correction, or it could turn into a triangle. That's the other option, but that's not very evident yet. I mean, even in a triangle, we could say, okay, the initial ABC is going to form an A wave, then we're going to see a B wave, then a C, a D, and an E. And then the whole wave 4 would be a triangle. So there are there are many options that this chart could take. I typically just start by tracking a standard ABC structure. It's even possible it's turning into a WXY, which isn't much different. But I would always track the ABC first until I see evidence for something different. The point is not really to have an accurate idea of what exactly is going to happen in a correction. What we want to know is where is support, and the support area is very well defined. It's still between 47k and 50k. So we need to give it space all the way down to 47K if needed for this correction. But then again, I really need to see it sustain below that 51,250 level to at least get some further evidence that wave 4 has started. Until then, simply just a sideways chop. And these are the worst updates because I don't really have anything to add. So I thought in this video, we just explore a bit how this fourth wave could unfold. I don't really have any additional price data, you could say, that we can use from the last video, because the move down is a 3-wave move. So had this been 5, it would be more clearly bearish, short term at least. But it's only 3. Movement to the upside in 3 indicates that it could form a triangle or something. But yeah, that's all speculation. We just need to let it play out at the moment. Support levels are defined. I think that is very important. And maybe this wave 4 will unfold over the weekend. I mean, again, for ETH, maybe it started. Maybe for Bitcoin it started as well, but then maybe they take different routes. For example, Ethereum could see a sharper wave 4, whereas Bitcoin might see more of a sideways triangle type of correction. So it's a bit of a speculative video. I just want to, just sort of make you aware of the different pathways we could track in the correction. Again, the exact pathway a correction takes in the beginning is not really clear in the beginning. We can only start by tracking a standard ABC and then just have to adapt and adjust along the way. But it's not the point of really, trading the individual waves in corrections. It's more about capital preservation and understanding based on the structure what is the target and what are the relevant support levels which are already on the chart. Yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.